All right, guys. Hey, thanks for kicking it with Kendall today. We have a fun project today. I don't know if you can see over here, but we've already pulled out some tree stumps and a bunch of fencing and things. We're going to catch this tree stump right here. I'll share this one with you. It's a big stump, so it's going to take a minute, but I think we can get it. So anyway, thanks for joining, and make sure you like and subscribe. Let's get to it. One of the hard things about this one is it's right next to the house, so I just got to be careful not to hit that house. We'll move out some of these rocks right here. Set these down here to the bottom. I don't know if they're gonna want those rocks, reuse them or anything, but maybe. Anyway, let's get to digging this. First thing we're going to do is try and break some of the roots that are here. This was a really tall pine tree. This tree was truly a huge pine tree. I don't know how many years old it was, but a lot of years old and a super big tree. I'm going to include some pictures right here. And you can see how big that tree is. It is just an enormous tree. Now you can see the first pictures here. It looks alive. The next pictures right here, you can see that the tree is dead. It was actually a fire. Somehow started a fire, and it jumped over and caught these two pine trees that were taking the stumps out. It caught those two trees on fire and killed them. So even though they were big, beautiful trees, it killed them, and now they've been cut down, and now we got to get these stumps out. There's another rock that I didn't get out. As you can see here, when you're digging around a tree stump, it's going to be really hard to get it out of the ground if you can't get the roots broken up, because obviously that's what gives the tree all of its strength to stand up. So you can see here as I'm just probing the ground and going around and seeing where those top roots are, and then I'm just trying to get under them, anchor the bucket under there, and then just dig around the base and start breaking those roots that are right at the top. Once I get through those roots, then I can start going a little bit deeper and trying to find ones that go down a little bit more. But for the most part, most of the tree trunks I've done, the roots aren't too deep. they're mostly out across the top to give it some stability, but there are some down a little bit lower. So now I had to come down to the front here and dig a little bit because I couldn't reach the roots on the other side. And you can see me pull on the stump just a little bit here. It's starting to move a little bit, but not near enough to break it free. So as I probe through the ground just to see how many more top roots there are, I'm not finding too many more. But again, I don't want to remove all this dirt and move it away from the tree stump. So I'll dig it and then I'll push it back into its spot. And then I'll dig it some more and push it back into its spot, just so that I'm not moving all this dirt away. I keep all the dirt there, so when the stump comes out, I just need to move it a little bit, the dirt around, and fill that hole back in as much as possible. All right, now then it's a good pull. You can see that stump's really starting to wiggle a little bit right there. Clearly, I've gone around this stump all the way and broken all the top roots, and so what's holding it now is there's a big tap root and some roots on the very bottom that are holding it, but they aren't too deep, those roots. And so it's just a matter of wiggling it just like you would with a tooth. You're gonna wiggle it until it gets nice and loose, and it just keeps, every time I do that, it's popping a few, and I can hear them just popping each root just a little bit here and there, a little bit there, and eventually it's going to come out. But it just gets more loose and more loose the more I do that. Here I am back up on top again, and you can see I've dug around it enough that it's pretty much clear around the sides, and now I got to get some space underneath it. So you can see I'm using the bucket to just really reach under there as far as I can, break off a few more roots further underneath this stump. The leverage really is in that bucket, because it's just the fulcrum there as it turns. It really has a lot of power in that bucket, but the lifting power with the arm and the two different places there, it's strong, but not near like just curling that bucket under. So if I can get that bucket under there and then I curl it up, it has a lot of lifting power, just a little bit though with that bucket, and it pops it. And then I can start pulling it with the arms, and you can see it really starting to get loose there. Like a loose tooth, it's just ready to come out, but it's so close. There we go. there you go. That is a big stump. This machine is awesome. That was a tough one for it though. Don't lift it. Once I put it out there, it won't lift it high enough. I got the tree stump out. You saw me just put another tree stump in. There were actually two that I dug out of this hill. There was debris and roots and stuff everywhere that I needed to go through, pick out, so that I could later smooth out this hill. Alrighty, with the tree stumps out of the way, the next step in this project is clearing out all of these tam bushes. They are nasty bushes if you need to do it by hand, but with a tractor like this, easy breezy. These tams don't have very deep roots. They're fairly shallow. So as far as grabbing them and yanking them out of the ground, it's kind of a fun project. So that's what I'm going to do here next is just grab all of these piece by piece. They keep breaking off, but I grab them piece by piece and just clean them out off this hill, put them in the dumpster, and we'll just keep moving down this hill and get these out of here. All the bushes are out. You can see that I put them in a big pile right here, which makes this second part of this job pretty easy, just picking them up and putting them inside this dumpster. Having a thumb on your Mini X is super nice. If you don't have one, I'd say make sure you get one on there. The bucket works as normal, but when you have that thumb on there, you can just pick things up like that. I mean, look how much I just picked up right there and stuffed inside that dumpster. Super easy, super fun. And it makes it just like you can move rocks and different things like that. It's just so handy to do that. So anyway, that concludes this part of the project of digging the stump out, digging out all these bushes and getting it in these dumpsters so they can be hauled away. So enjoy the rest of this. Pretty much we're just going to finish cleaning up, pull out a few more little things, and then I'm going to put the flat bucket on here instead of the little small one. I get more digging power with that small bucket. So I'm going to put the wide flat bucket on there at the end, and I'll just kind of do some grading a little bit on the hill where we cleaned off all that debris so that they can go ahead and do what they want to do with it and get their new landscape put in. All right, everybody, that does it for today's episode of Kicking It with Kendall. Thank you for joining. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I always have a really fun time getting out on the tractor, especially when it's just ripping things out of the ground. That's just super fun. So anyway, thank you for liking and subscribing, and I will catch you on the next episode.